Hello, everybody. Hello, future bestsellers, friends, hangers out, and cat lovers. I'm sorry, I'm in a goofy mood today. So, hey, you guys, super glad to see all of you here. I'm Lisa Daly. This is our live stream for today. Let's go around and talk about our illustrious co-hosts, and then we will get rolling with our word sprints today. We have a good topic. I'm very excited. We're going to talk about cover design. We were going to talk about it last week, but then Robert wasn't able to make the stream, and obviously, he knows more about art than any of us. And although Caro comes in like pretty close, I'll say. But Robert, we did not want to have the discussion about cover art without Robert. So, yay, he's back! Yay! So speaking of Robert, what did you tell us about you and your awesome channel, which is reborn?
Yes.
It's in the pains of birth, yes. My name is Robert Jones, and I have been a storyteller through words and pictures my entire life. It's been my profession and my passion, and my channel, The Story Detective, breaks down all of that storytelling information that I'm still learning and put it under a Sherlockian microscope and separate the facts from the supposition to make your craft journey easier.
Very, very nice. We're so glad that you're posting videos again. That is an awesome, awesome thing. Have we saved the channel, Robert?
It's up. I don't know. I haven't heard from YouTube whether it's technically saved or not, but I'm working on today, a batch of scripts, and I'm going to film a whole bunch of things, and that way I'll have a more regularity once I get going. So
good. Very nice. Very nice. Caro Brown is our fabulous co-host and also the person who reminded me today, as she always does, that we were talking about cover designs because I was like spacing out, like, what are we talking about today? So Caro, welcome as always. Tell us about you and your awesome channel. You've been posting a lot more videos too lately, huh?
Just one a week, not a lot.
That feels like a lot. I haven't produced a video for a while, other than our live streams. So I'm excited.
I got all back into it because I got like this traveler's notebook from Notebook Therapy, and I got it, and my husband was like, "What are you gonna do with it?" I was like, "I don't know." So I decided to use it as my social media planner, and so then it was like, I guess I should like post YouTube videos again. That and actually because of work too. So hi, my name is Caro Brown, and I'm also right under the name of Faye Black. I work over at a comic publishing company called Ripperverse. I am the interior organizer, chaos manager there, and all of the team there has a YouTube channel but me. So I was kind of like, well, I guess I should get on the bandwagon. So that's kind of why I rebirthed the channel. And I'm here today to work on Roll D20 for Love, which is my geeky romance. And then after I get done doing the mandatory edit for that, I'm actually going to be working on making the media kit for Caro's Tarot that's coming out on Halloween.
What?
Yes.
Oh, no. You know what, Caro? I'm super, super excited about that. Super excited about that. And we should do a little video and I can talk you through some media kit building because I know some stuff about that. And wouldn't that be fun?
You should. You should. Right? Yes. We should schedule that after the stream. Yes. And then I'll hunt you down so that way we'll do it together.
I would love to do that. I'm very excited about it. Caro's Tarot. What? That's great. Okay. I know what Michelle is working on, but welcome, Michelle. Tell us all about you and your awesome channel.
All right.
And what you're working on today.
Yes. So I write middle grade young adult books and also mysteries for a more adult audience. That is what I'm working on today. I already did my sprints this morning, so I'm going to be taking what I dictated and editing it because, Lord, there's a lot of typos in there.
So for you guys who do not know, Michelle and I decided to be accountability partners because she's working on this mystery. I am working on my very first book in a series, which is a hockey romance book. And it's my first series I've ever written. And so I'm a little like, I know technically how they work, but I've never done it myself. And so that has been an interesting process. So every day we have been posting word count videos and encouragement and all that stuff. And we're using the hashtag Write Club, like Fight Club, but with writing. And so if you want to be accountability buddies with us, we're posting shorts every day. She's usually posting in the morning. I've been posting mine at night, but hopefully next week I'll start writing again in the morning. And we would love to have you join in with us. Since Carol, you're working on a book, you could do that too.
I'm working on a lot of books.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, if you guys need an accountability buddy,
I think it would be cool, even if people didn't want to share their word counts, just like
Yeah.
check them in. I want to hear about how other people's writing is going.
I know, me too.
I wanna do a before and after, before I started writing and then after, and just see like how frazzled I looked at the end of it.
That is awesome. That is super awesome. Well, I had never done a short before, a YouTube short before, and I thought it sounded like a pain in the neck. But I will say I have enjoyed it. It's now granted, like they're not pretty for me by the end of the day. Michelle's are in the morning and she's a lot perkier than I am. But it doesn't take very long and it's actually been really fun. So and we've been tagging each other back and forth and it's pretty cool. So anyway, yay. All right. And I made really good progress. I'm like closing in on like 25,000 words on this book that I only started like 2 weeks ago. So that's pretty good progress. I usually don't go that fast in the very beginning of a book. So, but I did have to stop yesterday and like do some emergency plotting because right, series concerns. And I'm like, oh, wait, I need to figure this out. So anyway, all right. Let's say hi to our friends in the chat. Hello. JL is here and she's first. Very nice. We're very, very glad to see you. Mama Ward is here. Okay. So Zoom meeting with the Mignonettes School. Very nice. Well, I'm sure we'll see you back. Caro is here. We know because there she is right there. Yay, we're very glad to see you. Claude is here. Hello, Claude. We're very glad you are here today. Mama Ward is already talking about food first thing in the morning, and I am here for it. A vanilla velvet cake with dark chocolate and vanilla marbled frosting. Would you like a slice of that, Carol Brown? I would like a slice. Please save one for me, Mama Ward. Every time I think about velvet cake, I think about red velvet cake, and I think about, did you guys ever see the movie Steel Magnolias back in the day? Okay. So there was like Julia Roberts and Dermot Mulroney and then a bunch of like Dolly Parton was in it. And it was like a big Southern wedding. And the I don't know, aunt of the groom made this traditional armadillo groom's cake, which was a red velvet cake with gray icing. And they cut into it. It looked like roadkill. And every time I think of red velvet cake, I cannot help but think about that red velvet armadillo groom's cake. So there we go. That's what I'm thinking. I'm sure your cake is delicious and it is not red velvet, but yeah, right? That sounds really good. There's more. Lemon velvet and spice peaches cake was eaten in a day. What? Oh my gosh, you guys are already making me hungry. JL too. All right, so Devin's birthday stream. I totally missed that. You made a cake and berry. Look at you. You're just like making all the cakes. I would not be able to get out of my chair if I had cake every day because I love cake. Love, love, love sweets. Love, 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 love sweets. All right. We have a ton back and forth. Look who's here today. It's CO Savvy. The third bird gets the cake. CO has been like so supportive, has she not, of the, right? She's like there every day watching the shorts, like,
Commenting on everything.
I know. So thank you, CO. Like it just, you're awesome, means the world. That's yay. Very nice. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, I must be super behind on comments. All right. So let's say hi to folks and then we're going to get rolling. Cool Gamer's here. Hello, Cool Gamer. We are very glad you made it. Hello, Victoria. Marty Mary's here. Thank you, Victoria. That's very sweet of you. I really do appreciate it. Dun dun dun. Look at that. CEO Savvy. You're awesome.
Cheerleader.
All right. Morgan's here. Hello, Morgan. Oh, look at this. Claude. Oh my gosh. Michelle's last video, right? I feel the same way. They're always great videos, but this one was so incredible. Can you give us a little bit of a just give us a little blurb about this video, what it's about? Yeah, you.
It was about how I had a come to Jesus with myself a couple weeks ago because I just kind of realized I was dreading writing the draft of anything, my book, other clients' books, and so I just kind of kicked myself in the ass and tripled my word count and set up a new writing routine. And the short version of it is I really think this is a really important part, and I hope people don't skip over it. I started journaling about my thoughts about drafting and why I like it. Because I do, and I was just, it was lingering from my burnout, this thought of, oh, drafting is hard. It's not hard, it's fun. I just told myself that over and over again until I believed it. I started using dictation again, and I started getting my sprints in very first thing in the morning so that it just felt like momentum. And then I will edit them later in the day. And what was the other thing? Oh, and then at night, I reread what I wrote. And I kind of look at the scenes that are coming up for the next morning. And if I don't have a little short summary, I just write it up so that the next morning I'm like ready to go. That's it.
You did the planner approach to writing, and I'm very delighted by this.
Oh, the planner approach, yes.
It's so, I think too, one of the things that you talked about at length in the video was about changing your mindset around writing. And that is right. I think
that was the whole thing, really.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like, I think that is, for me, like when I watched you say that, I thought about all the times that like when I end up being stuck in some, even if you just feel like you're cranking things out, but reframing how you feel about something is so like so powerful. So I really was just so thrilled by your progress through the video, but also I think it's just going to be such a great resource that people go back to over and over again because it was just super powerful. So anyway, yes, all about that. Jenna says, I love all the new things going on for you, Caro. Yes, that is awesome. I'm super excited about Caro's tarot. Let me tell you. So I've been
oh no.
This has been no. I've been doing that. I just pull a card every day, like the card of the day. Okay. I've been reading Fearless Tarot, which I love, which Theodora Taylor told me about. And so I'm just holding off until I get I assume, advanced copy of Caro's Tarot. And but every day I pull a card of the day. Here, tell us what this means, Caro.
Queen of Swords. So that kind of depends if it's a person, a situation, or the overall meaning. So the queens in tarot are usually represent a very kind of masculine, feminine energy. I refer to them as the military mom who's got her house in order, and you can either listen to what she has to say or she'll cut you with her tongue, kind of thing. There's really no BSing this lady. I always say that that's the card that all women want to be because she's the most badass bitch in the deck. But the really nice thing about swords is that they represent intellect. So it's a big thinking card. So this isn't somebody who's just kind of going through the motions out of a thoughtless habit. It's they're thinking and they're being very deliberate about what they're doing. As a teacher, I used to like seeing sword moms come in because they had their act together, and they were also the ones that when you said, I'm having a difficulty with your child, they would be explain it to me, and you would explain it, and then they would work together with you to come to a conclusion. They're kind of the polar opposite of Queen of Pentacles, which is what I would actually call Lisa. Because Lisa is the lady who's the cuddly mom, and if you come over, she's got cookies ready for you. And did you want to watch a movie? She's got a movie too. And are you thirsty, honey? Because I got some drinks too. So
that's true. I'm totally that. Although I'm also sometimes this. But yes, totally called it on me. Very nice. Amy's here. Hello, Amy. Super glad to see you here. Book Eclectic is here. Hello, Lisa. We're very glad you're here. Ray is here. Hello. Caro's all about this. CO Savvy. Don't fuck with my love.
Oh my God.
I know, right? I have a name for the first one. But I love this idea so much. And also like, hockey, romance, puck jokes galore, that's for sure.
Can I
Yeah.
ask a question on
Yeah,
your stream?
sure.
I'm sorry. So for anybody that actually wants an advance copy or wants to be on the street team, can I give you that link for the sign up form?
Yes. Will you
Okay,
please
thank you.
drop that in the chat?
Yes, I will.
Ooh.
Thank you. I didn't want to do it without asking because it's your channel.
You are always welcome to drop a link. You know that. Book Eclectic says, I film reels, but I've been thinking about doing shorts. Thoughts, reels, shorts, or both. So shorts are
answer this.
yeah. Well, okay. So shorts are easy to film. And here's the great thing. You can just download that short. You can't take, if there's any music under, you can't take that, but you could probably find it over on Instagram. The first day of the accountability challenge that Michelle and I were doing, I did post my short also as a reel on Instagram. And this week has been a little bit crazy. So I had made a commitment to post them on YouTube, but I haven't really had time to post them on Instagram. But you can just post the exact same content. In fact, you can post that vertical content on YouTube and Instagram as a reel, and also on TikTok, which I am all for recycling your content. So I think both is my vote. Anybody else have a vote on that? I win. Both.
Win. Yes, absolutely, you win.
Both. Anybody in the chat have a thought on that, or anybody else?
If I was active on Instagram or TikTok, I would probably cross post them, because why not? I mean, you made it, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why not just use that content you've already done? So Jenna's like, armadillo cake. Yeah, it was like such a good. Oh my God, wait. I loved Steel Magnolia. How could you not love it? I actually played Shelby in the play back in high school. What? Ray, that's so. If you guys don't remember, Shelby was the main character played by Julia Roberts. So I love that. I totally love that. Yes. 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 I think that was like an Olivia Dukakis line. That's so crazy that I could like see her like. That's how you know somebody's really memorable, is like 7 million years later, and you can still completely picture them seeing that. Yeah, exactly. Mama Ward knows how to make gray icing. Okay, so yeah. All right, you guys, we need to do a warm-up sprint. Let's say hi to folks really quickly, and then we'll roll in. Laura's here. Hey, Laura, we're very, very glad to see you. Mama says, for my current projects, I'm also pulling tarot cards and look at the meaning and prompts for the next day's writing.
Yeah, she's got fun vlogs on that. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm when I'm doing my card of the day, I'm mostly asking like, what do I need to know today? And sometimes it's like, what do I need to know today about the book? Sometimes it's, what do I need to know about my career as an author? Sometimes it's, what do I need to know today about publishing in general? But it's funny because it's very illuminating for me every day.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just navigating life. I've been a rune of the day for years, but I think it was like a year or so ago when I saw Becca Smith picking those medicine cards, and I thought they sound really interesting. I have that somewhere, and I dug it out. So it's been like a rune and a medicine card each day. And when you pick the rune and you have thoughts on it, and then you pick the medicine card and it backs those thoughts up, does that seem too woo-woo? But it's really kind of interesting.
I don't know if you're asking the right group. Is that too woo-woo? Because then the answer would be like, no, it's fine. So very nice. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Feel free to use the title of that. I'm sure there will be lots and lots of hockey puns, at least in the titles or the series. Well, there is a puck pun in the series title, but I'm not sold on it. So I might go with "Don't Puck with My Love" for the series title. CO, you're awesome. Yeah. Okay. So how about that? So Lisa wants to be caught up on the tarot card. Robert, Carol, can you guys do like a quickie tag team while I track down our 5-minute warm up, please?
I always talk over Robert, so I'll let you spearhead it.
No, go ahead. I will be
Don't everybody jump in at once.
Okay, no, I just hate talking over people, and I know I do it. So tarot is a form of divination. It is composed of 78 cards. It was officially invented in Italy by card makers, and it was actually a turn-based game, with the face cards being 10 points and the other cards being 1 point. And it was a very expensive hobby at the time because card making back in the 1400s was a very it was all done by hand. So only the wealthy people could do it. And then in the early 1900s, a book was published by the official occult group, and they actually referred to the tarot cards as a form of divination. And that ended up exploding very well, because if there's one thing that we like to do, we like somebody to kind of tell us what's going to happen or give us some kind of guidance in times of uncertainty. In fact, I usually refer to tarot card readers as cheaper therapists, depending on where you go, because a lot of times you're kind of going and being vulnerable with them and they're giving you guidance. So right after that, the Rider White deck or White Rider, there's a lot of debate because one's the author, the other one is the author. That deck came out, and that's been kind of the staple of the imagery that comes out with tarot that's based on the occult book, because they actually really broke it all down into the symbol represents this, and then there's that, and then there's also the thought deck. You asked for the 411, so I'm giving it all to you.
So let's transition here into how writers use tarot. Top 5 ways writers use tarot.
Well, I'll jump in for a minute. For me, tarot is always as much instinctive as it is to the written. And I think the imagery, if you look at it, whatever your issue, you can usually see strong imagery that speaks to you. And I've used it for characters in the same way. If you can think of a character and look at that imagery, you'll usually get ideas. And to me, that's the key spark of using tarot for writing.
Very nice.
A lot of bring this down. But Carol, do you have this?
You know what? So way back in the day, Sky, Amy, and I were doing a podcast on that book. And I was the only one who actually didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah. And the reason I didn't like it isn't because the exercises weren't good. If you're looking for exercises, I thought it was phenomenal. It's got really good stuff in there. What I didn't like was that tarot is a very personal experience, and it kind of the way that we work with tarot and the way that we interpret it is based off of us. Mm-hmm. So a lot of they're called companion books, or the books that you typically come with whatever deck that you get in that big obnoxious box that you don't know what to do with. And her relationship with those cards was really prevalent, where in companion books they're not as much, although in cases of the Maggie deck, which I really love, her relationship was just it was really good. I absolutely loved it. But yeah, so because in that book that you just showed, because the author's relationship was so in there, it was almost like somebody was coming into my kitchen and telling me how to make dinner, that's how it felt to me. So that was my big deterrent from the book.
Interesting. I can totally see that. I don't know what I'm doing so much, and I have, like I said, I have Fearless Tarot, which I really love, as I'm waiting for Caro's Tarot. And I for me, if I'm sort of thinking where I really don't know how if I'm sort of stuck with a character, I will often pull a card to see what it says, because a lot of times that will sort of illuminate a path for because your brain just connects all these dots all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Right. And it's the same way that people do when they're reading their horoscopes or reading their own tarot cards. They connect the messages in the tarot to what's happening in their real lives. And I think that's why it sort of illuminates things as far as with characters. And then the other thing is, I feel like it helps me focus. When the question I ask in the morning is what should I be doing to advance my career as an author, or what should I, what do I need to know about this? That it helps to make me think about things is this important? Is this important? And I always feel like that's a real benefit. All right, you guys, let's do a 5-minute warm-up sprint. One more question from Book Eclectic.
Can I add one more thing?
Absolutely.
I answered her in the chat. If you guys want to watch a live use tarot to plan your videos, way back in my early infancy on this channel, I actually did that. It's a really long video though, but if you want to go and look at it and watch me be like, this is this card and it means this, so I'll do this with the book. It's there. Go for it.
Yeah.
So.
I will say before we go into our 5-minute warm up, one thing that I noticed, so you guys know I have had a number of 6 and 7 figure book coaching clients, and one thing that they all have in common is sort of belief in either tarot or the universe or that like abundance mindset, that
Devotionals.
kind of thing. Right, exactly. And it's fascinating to me because these are people who are at the top of their game. And I really, I love that connection. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and start with a 5-minute warm up. We are going to get our water and our projects and do all the stuff we know. We're here every week. You know what to do in the 5-minute sprint. But when we come back, we want to talk about, we want everybody to talk about what you guys are working on. So put that in the chat. And then we'll get going with our regular sprints. So let's do our 5-minute warm in 3, 2, 1. Sprint. No, warm up. Okay, so this is funny. I lost the window for a sec. Ooh, hold on, it just went on again. Ah.
I have a question that might be redundant about Caro's Tarot, since I'm just getting back into social media and I'm a little behind in everything. A while back, you said you didn't know if you were drawing it yourself or if you were sending it to another illustrator to capture your ideas. Which one did you go with?
Oddly enough, I did both. What I did was the deal I worked out with the line artist is that I would go and draft the ideas, like the big things that I wanted to be in the card, and then I sent it to him because he also had some understanding of tarot. Because his line, I like to doodle. I am not an artist at all. So he took my doodles and he fleshed them out. Like, I guess I can find one and show it to you. It's my favorite one out of the entire deck.
Yeah, that would be great.
Me. Yeah, let me pull it up for you.
I think
While you're doing
artist, you're definitely a minimalist, but I like what you capture within a few lines, and that's a really hard thing to do. So don't underestimate your own abilities on that score.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Marty Mary got 6. While you're pulling that up, I'm gonna talk about how everybody did, and then we'll I can't wait to see it. I'm excited. Marty Mary got 69 words on the last sprint. Yay!
Oh, this is a good one.
Very nice.
Because I know Robert's actually seen this one, so he's gonna probably understand what I'm talking about. Share screen, share that screen. So this was the card I did for the Hierophant. If you remember that sketch I did like way back. Yeah, so he just kind of went in there and he really fleshed it out. And I kind of changed it because obviously this is Caro's tarot, right? So it's got my flair on it. But this figure is usually like a traditional religious figure, but instead of going with like the Pope, like it's typically depicted, I went with like a more tribalism, shaman kind of motif there. So
love that. That's really cool.
I like that he added certain little details, but he didn't take away from your original idea either, or your style. So that's exactly what I would have foreseen doing.
Yeah, so he did that with like everything. I think there was only one card where he was like, "Can we just like not do this?" And I was like, "Well, what do you mean?"
That is awesome. All right, Mama Ward says it looks amazing. Oh, who did we lose? Oh, we lost Caro. I think she left the stream.
Where's she?
Wait. I think she when she closed out of the window, there she is.
I just wanted to make sure the button worked. It does. I verified.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Okay, so Mama Ward, since you missed it, Mama Ward says it looks amazing, which it does. CO says don't underestimate yourself, Kara. Diary of a Wimpy Kid is basically a bunch of doodles, and he got movie deals. True, and they put those doodles in the movies, right? Very nice. Soothing hours of coloring ahead there. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, my hope is to I would like to make my own deck, obviously, because these are going to be in the book, but at some point I kind of want to release these as like a coloring book because I know that we like to color. So
I love that idea. Nice. I really love that idea.
Yeah, I want to jump on the bandwagon of getting an advanced copy, and I will use that imagery in the way that I've basically been doing things. If you want like an illustrator's kind of imagery to character feedback on that.
Oh yeah, go for it. I mean, I can't change the cards at this point, but I would love to hear whatever you have to say on it. So
yeah, just how it's working and
compared
to other things.
Love that. That's fantastic. Well, this feels like a really good jumping off point to our topic of the week, which is cover design and how important it is for books to be successful. Certainly, there are plenty of books that have terrible covers that have managed to find success anyway. But a lot of times, a really good book does not get found because the cover is not representative of the genre, or because it is just a bad cover, it's poorly designed, it looks unprofessional, etc. So what do you guys think? And I want to know in the chat and also on our little panel here, what do you guys think is like what's the biggest faux pas you see with covers?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Robert, this is why we wanted to make sure that we didn't cover this without you here. What's the biggest faux pas do you think with covers?
What I see a lot of cover designers doing is there's a one size fits all to every genre.
Right.
It's a character. It looks very similar. They may have little stylistic things that lend towards whatever the story is, but they all essentially look the same. They're not feeling like there's a difference or there's a variety in there.
It's just like, it's like writing a pitch. It's like you want it to be clear who your target audience is and what kind of is, but you also have to show what's unique.
Right.
Like the cover has to be the same. I should know I'm looking at a sci-fi cover, but I should also know, oh, this book is going to be different because that's hard.
It is really hard. And it's especially hard to do that on a budget, which a lot of indie authors are paying for their own covers or creating their own covers.
Right.
And it's really hard. And then when the publisher, they have better
Lucy froze.
Am I better now? No.
She didn't freeze to me.
Oh. So I'm just making that funny for nothing. Oh no. So I'm like, so it's really important, and in particular in this very digital forward book selling environment that we have, namely Amazon and Apple, etc. It's really important that your cover meets genre expectations so that, like Michelle said, readers know right away that they're looking at a romance or a mystery or a sci-fi book, because it's like with romance authors who are told they're getting a romance but get something else with a romantic subplot. They're mad if they don't get their happily ever after and if they don't, get what they came for. And I think the same thing is true with book design, that authors want to know what they're getting and they don't want to invest their time if the cover does not match the genre.
Right.
Yeah.
But but it has to be different. So it has to be the same but different.
And a typeface is not just picking a typeface.
Yeah.
The lettering on the cover is part of the design.
Yeah.
Now, there's a video out there, and I don't remember who put it out because I watched this a while ago. But there was a guy that was just buying cheap book covers from various Fiverr designers, and he got better designs than most of the people that you see prevalent on social media selling their book covers. And it was just like little touches, but they were neat. And I thought, okay, that's something that I would give a try over these other people that have the generic looking covers.
Yeah. Well, that is something that's really popular, especially in the indie world, that people will sell these pre-made covers, and they're cheaper, obviously, than having a cover designed for you. But also someone else in your genre will probably have your book cover, maybe many someone's. And so that's, and often they're not particularly, some of them are functional and good, and sometimes that's the best you can, that's what your budget is, and so that's what you're going to do, and that's okay. But sometimes they're kind of terrible. So Jenna says, basically considering the $1,000 I've spent on covers for my currently published books a loss, new covers being saved for now. Matthew, speaking of which, hi Matthew, we're glad you made it today. Matthew says covers can be generic. True, absolutely. Book eclectic. Lisa is right with you. Totally agree. I used to have a small cover design business. What? So Lisa, is that no longer happening? Do we have a good because this is the one thing, I feel that there are some really good sort of middle of the road as far as cost goes, cover designers on Readsy, but it's hard to find great cover designers. And I used to have a guy that I worked with. I worked with him at the publisher, but he was and he previously worked at Putnam, and I've known him for a while, and he was always my go-to cover guy for clients who needed covers. And I thought I'd ask him to do the hockey romance series because he's really talented and versatile. And he literally just sent me an email, and he's reasonable. If it was one cover, it was kind of pricey, but if you got 3 for a series, it was very reasonable.
Yeah.
And he's so good. And he just sent me an email today. Basically he's leaving the field entirely. And I'm like, no, Christian.
Can I offer an idea?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about different genres and expectations. I literally just pulled up 3 different covers for 3 different genre books. And maybe because we're talking about font and colors and stuff like that, do we want to eyeball those so that way the audience
Yeah.
has like a visual?
Definitely.
Yeah, let's do that. Pull that up.
So,
All right, I'm going to go through. So CEO says it's a mistake I see with cover design is authors targeting Amazon when they plan to go wide. That is an interesting perspective. All right, here we go.
so
All right.
those are 3 different colors, 3 different genres. I won't tell you which one is which because it should be evident when you look at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Very
It
different.
should be. Yeah,
They're very
definitely.
good.
Right. Absolutely. I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can get rid of this logo. There. Okay.
Sorry
So,
about that.
so yeah, you should definitely get the difference between romance, sci-fi, and fantasy here, right? Although I will say, I don't. Well, can I see the romance cover a little bit bigger? All right. So with that, they're smiling. I get like a little rom-com vibe.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. That's good. Very nice. And yet that's pretty different. Like the trend with rom-coms right now is the like 2 faceless illustration characters that are on every with the pastel cover that are literally on every single book.
Sorry, somebody spoke to me.
Remember a while back when we were talking about covers and trying to translate comic book covers that were like a black, white, and red scenario into a novel cover? I found one and I want to send it to you, Lisa, so you can post it. Let me see if I can locate this.
Okay.
See if you can tell what genre this is.
Well, and then there are some genre expectations. Like when you said black, white, and red, I thought immediately mystery/thriller, because that is a color scheme that has been used in that genre for a long time. And part of that is it's a signal to the readers, hey, this is the kind of book that you like. But as a designer, like how many different books can you design with that black, white, red scheme, right?
It's kind of interesting because you talked earlier about like taking like the pre ones, right? And I guess the same goes for stock photos too, because I had a joke with Tamara at one point because I said, I think I'm just buying the model because 3 of the books that I bought recently have the same guy on the front. And it's like, yeah.
You know what though? If you will buy the model, so will they.
I know, right? But I was like, I think I'm just following whoever decides to have this model because they must have good taste, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Spencer's here. We're very glad. All right, so Lisa says she stopped because she was spending too much time on covers versus writing. So that's a thing too. If you, if you're doing writing in addition to having sort of a side gig, that you've got to really be cautious about how much time you spend doing that. I have the same thing because, I do some book coaching, and I have to make sure that I'm not like working on so many other people's projects that I'm foregoing my own. And it's easy, especially when, anybody who's ever been a freelancer knows it's like feast or famine. So anytime you have a lot of business coming in at one time, you're like, it's hard to just like turn people down.
Yep.
I do, but it's hard to do it sometimes. Or what I have right now is that I have a number of authors that I'm working with who were initially all spread out, so I would not be having crazy time, but whose publication dates got moved around. So I have like 4 clients with books coming out like in a 2-week period, which I would never do intentionally, but here we go. All right.
I sent you 2, Lisa, through Messenger. One is the black and white and red one, and one is like black, white, and yellow.
Okay, hold on. But
they're very mean.
Let me grab that up. All right, hold on. Let me grab those up. Of course, I'm totally logged out of Facebook because I was trying to be good. Do you not have the share button on the bottom of your thing, Robert? I think you can share it, and then I can just share it. Like it doesn't go onto the screen. Carol, will you tell him how you did that?
Oh, wait a minute. I see the share button, but it's not on this computer. It's in the photos on my iPad.
Okay. All right, Robert. You're a troublemaker. All right, hold on just a second. Let me see. I don't know if I can do this. Like, can I make this full screen? Wait. Oh my God. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I know, right? Oh, like technically challenged. Okay, hold on. I can do this. I've got it. All right, I'm going to
Wow.
share the screen. There we go.
Come here, sweet girl.
All right, here we go. So here's the first one. I love this cover. I so dig this cover.
That's great.
And if you're a fan of Frank Miller like I am, you can definitely see why I'm so attracted to this one.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love this cover. Love, 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 love. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, there you go. Is that you?
No,
Is that the
that's
other
not
one
me.
you sent? Okay.
No.
I just hit the little button. I thought it would come up the next one that you sent me. Hold on. Let me unshare for a second. That's hilarious. All right, let me find the other. I thought like, oh, okay. Did you send me that one though? You might have for something
I think
else.
we did. We were talking about the style, and that's how we got the cover discussion about.
I think that's it. Okay, I see the other one. Well, what's great about this one. Hold on, let me put it back up. So what's great about this? So I don't share like every crazy file that's in my thing here. All right, here we go. So I love this one. Because you definitely see that it is another book in the same series. Like it's got a great look to it, or at least it looks like another book in the same series.
Yeah, and they made it look like it was aged for like something from the 40s and very
It's
pulpy.
not. Is this a new cover?
They had this cover, they changed them up, and they still look like they're a bit moody with the character, but it looks more painted now rather than illustrated. And I
love this. I thought this was like something from the Robert Jones collection, some
it
battered up paperback that you loved. If this is how the design looks like brand new from the bookstore, I freaking love this cover design.
I stumbled on this in Barnes and Noble, and
oh my God.
I was like, oh wow, look at that. This is exactly the kind of cover that I would design for my own
novel. This is like gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I absolutely love that.
And I can the Batman drawing I did where he's standing on the wall and those zeppelins behind him kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, it's
and the angle of like I just love it. I love the typeface. I love the whole thing. Like that's a gorgeous cover. That's not even a book I would read, and I love that cover. I would buy that book just for the cover.
The author, but looking at the cover, I'm just pulling out books and looking at things on the shelf. And I think I went to the mystery section and started pulling out books, or it was turned around so I saw the cover. I can't remember what, but it just jumped out at me.
Yeah, absolutely. So Laura says she hired an illustrator to do a painting for a cover. Now I'm going to hire a typographer to do the title, etc. Lisa says pre-made it's tough because I set the standard of what could be changed, and more times than not people could not accept that. Custom was a lot more fun to do, I would imagine, because it's just so much more conceptual. Wait, oh, I'm sorry, Mama Ward. You can make it. That's exactly right. CO says being a cover designer is tough. Some authors try to get samples off their best stuff for free. True, right? Very true. When did a brief become oh my gosh, you did not miss the stream. All right, I want to get into cover design as I work my way out of maternity mode. I totally get that. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and do our 20-minute sprint right now, and we're going to come back and talk more about cover design. I think this is like such an important topic for us as authors. I want to know about your worst cover as an author, like the one that you absolutely hate and wish that you could take out of your thing.
Like of my books?
Yeah, if you got one. Yeah. Well, I don't want to slam on anybody else's book covers.
Oh, but you know what? I do. I'll find it.
Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm going to share the screen. All right, you guys, we are going to do a sprint. Get ready. Get set in 3, 2, 1. Sprint. All right. Very nice. How did everybody do on that last one?
Mostly I worked on looking up that video, and I sent you another cover that I think the design is pretty cool.
Oh, I have it. I've already got it up and ready to roll, Robert. I saw it. I'm on board this time. So fantastic. Very nice. Carol, how'd you do on the last sprint?
Well, I spent a while having to locate that cover because I guess I hated it so much I deleted it from my computer. But I found it, and then I went back and started editing Roll D20 a little bit. So
very nice. Very, very nice. All right. I would ask Michelle, but she's not here. Okay, there she is. So Michelle, how'd you do on the last sprint? You're muted, honey. There you go.
Sorry. I got about halfway through editing what I wrote this morning.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Fantastic. Let's see. Let's go through on our chats. We had lots of kissy love, so that was very nice. Lisa said the book cover that Robert had sent earlier looked really pulpy, which she really loves. JL thought it looked like a poster. CEO said, giving me Sin City vibes. Love that.
Very much. Yes.
Yeah.
Frank Miller.
Very nice. Benny's here. Hello. Very glad to see you. She said she got distracted by beta reading. Very nice. Matthew, look at you go. Matthew has written 18,500 words on a superhero book. My goal is 20K. Nice. Are you, that's awesome, Matthew. Are you feeling like now that you're at 18, like, do you think 20 is still about where you're going to end up? Or do you think it'll end up a little longer, a little shorter? How are you doing with that? I'm always curious. My books are always like between 75 and 80, like rain or shine. And I am trying to make the hockey romance a faster plot, like hockey. So I was trying to come in around 60, but I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. We'll see. We'll see if I can do it. Or you guys know me, I'm a little bit wordy. So just in real life, I don't know if I could do that. This is a good question. Any marketing advice for a middle grade superhero book? I feel like it's an excellent question, and I would love to dig into it. I don't think we have enough time today, but I would totally like to talk about marketing, book marketing, maybe next week. Are you guys up for that?
You talk about book marketing?
Me?
I know. That's so strange. It's like you wrote a book about it.
I know, or that I love it because I'm a super nerd. Okay, so we'll talk about book marketing next week. All right, so show up next week and we'll talk about that. But
and I can definitely add to the superhero genre aspect of it.
Yeah, I have some thoughts on that, like right off the bat. But I bet Robert had, because you could really take some great advice from how comic books are marketed, and there's probably all kinds of cool stuff. I would do that, anyway. I'm already like, ooh, I do this, I would do this. All right, we're gonna talk about this next week, Matthew. So I hope you can make it same time, same place. I just did a massive StreamYard jump. Dun dun dun. Here we go. Let's see. We have a whole dog thing happening here. Heather's here. Hello, Heather. Very glad to see you.
You're more famous than I am, and you just sit there.
CEO's here. We are new there already. 634 words. I'm working on a short story collection, 13 stories about 13-year-olds with 13 enchanted items. What?
What a
like
cool
Black
story.
Mirror, but Caribbean. Oh, I love that idea.
Oh my gosh.
That is great. That's really fantastic.
That's great.
Matthew wrote 300 words. Yay. Fantastic. Look who's here. Sako's here. Hey, Sako. We're very glad to see you today. Yay. Jenna, finished prepping for my afternoon classes, heading out to teach. Take care. Bye, Jenna. We'll miss you. All right, you guys. JL got 613 words. I did not count mine. I'll have to do that really fast. I was typing away. It was one of those things where I'm like deep in the zone, and then the end of, you get like the little end sound of the timer, and I was like, wait, what? Where am I? Which is good. That's a good feeling to get so into that. Let's see. Mama Word, open document. Got another cuppa. Very nice. Not sure how long it will be, probably 20 to 30. Well, that's good. Very nice. Where are you right now in the story? If you're thinking, you originally thought 20 and now you're thinking 20 to 30, you still in the second act? Just checking. Just dying with curious minds with all that. Very nice. Okay, so this is interesting. B says, so weird, my account switch. How funny is that? All right. So, Robert, you sent us another cover design. Let me pull that bad boy up. Share screen. There we go. Oh, I love this.
Now, let me talk about this for a minute. This is from a video by Jack Edwards. This is, I paid professionals to design my book cover. Same brief, different designers. So if you look at this, it's so simple, and yet it does so much because it leads the eye. The way that that ship becomes the V and the 7, and how the stream from the ship guides your eye from the author's name through the title down through the image. It makes you take it all in.
Yeah.
So it's really well done.
So much with so little. I love this. I would go to this designer, which he links in the video.
I also really love it because the other thing it does is it draws your eye to the middle of the cover, which all sorts of marketing gurus will tell you that this results in more sales. Like you want your reader's eye to kind of, and it does. You're absolutely right in the in this sort of track marks from the ship all the way down through the. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is.
It really is.
So again, it makes the title part of the design. And everything does what it's supposed to do here.
I love that. That is awesome. All right, so let's talk about some bad book covers. I would, as much as I would probably enjoy dragging other covers, I shall not. Right? I know. I don't want to be a bad human. I mean, I do. Who doesn't go in the bookstore? Maybe you guys don't, but I do. When I'm in the bookstore, I'll be like, oh, that's a beautiful cover. Or I'll go like, oh, that's terrible. That is some terrible stuff. And it's funny because bad covers don't necessarily come from, bad. Sometimes they come from big publishing houses. I myself have covers that I absolutely freaking hate. So Caro's got a cover she does not care for. Let's see it, Caro.
Okay.
All right. Pop it up and we'll do it.
Obviously I never used this cover because I left the publisher too.
All right, here we go.
Memories.
I don't think that's that bad. You don't like it?
I don't write YA.
Well, no, that's true. It does have a very YA feel.
Yeah,
and I do love what the actual what the cover ended up being.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty, but that didn't match my vibe or anything that was, and that didn't look anything like my hero either. So this is the illustration I ended up going with for the re-release when it happens.
Yeah, love it.
So
you're absolutely right. That definitely does have a YA vibe, and that's super important, right? You can have a design that's like a pretty design or a design you like.
Yeah, and it's like okay, not to get into a long bitch fit or anything like that, but Ghost in my book of Queen of Swords and Silence is an Amazon, right? She's got she is a female Valkyrie. And so when they sent me the skinny lady, I was a little concerned.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't look like my character. She does not have poofy lips. I was kind of I even sent a picture because I doodled it. I was like, this is kind of more of what she looks like. And so all they did was just make the arms thicker and send it back to me. And I was kind of like, should I just draw my own cover? Because I feel like I'm getting to that point.
Yeah, I think that the character is a main problem with that because it does look, a bit off. The design could almost be cropped if you took it as a painting or an illustration and had the character that was more like your character and a bit better designed. I mean, the sword taking up half of the face, if you crop that as the main image right there in the center of it,
that could work. Yeah, that's kind of what that
could
other
totally
one was.
work.
Yeah.
I can totally see that.
Yeah, and so anyway.
I have a thought on this. I want to take my things off and grab two book covers, different editions, and I want to show you guys something. But then I want to talk about something I think is the most important thing, and it's not anything that we've touched on today. So hold on. Okay.
I'm trying to think if I ever hated any book covers, And the only thing that I can think of is that I have one where the cover is fine objectively, but it doesn't match the story. And I told the publisher that, and they went ahead with it. And then I got multiple reviews that were like, this cover and title do not indicate how dark the story actually is.
Yeah,
It's hard to find the right reader. So that's
yeah. And I won't mention it since we're not picking on people, but there was one book that I bought and it looked like this girl was casting magic, right? And so I was like, okay, you know, I like, you know, my occasional magical girl throwing fireballs. Let's go ahead and give it a read. Lady in the book, unable to cast magic of any variety. Like, could not do it. So I got catfished by a cover. I came in magical chick and I didn't get it. All right.
That is a title of a video if I ever heard one. Catfish by a cover. So this is not the terrible one. Okay, so this is a slightly improved version of my original cover for Stop Getting Dumped, which used to be a little bit worse. It used to be more red and yellow. Like, it's not as bad. It's still terrible, but it's not as bad. Like, I saw the yellow. I hated it. It made me sad. Originally,
sorry, go on.
Okay. Oh, I was just saying, like, I hated it. But then when the UK edition came out, it's small. It's a real trash can. The woman, like, it had to be the biggest trash can. Like, it was the worst cover in the universe until the next cover came out. And it was terrible, right?
That's funny.
But both editions of this book, the first one was a bestseller in the US, and the second one is the UK version, also a bestseller in the UK. And what that goes to show is that the cover you like is not necessarily the cover that sells best. I hated these covers, and yet this is my best-selling book, and I've had covers that I love more that don't sell as well. And
Can we do those again? The first one?
The first one. So there was actually, I'll have to see if I can find it.
Lisa, make yourself big. Come on.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I'll be big.
It looks completely random. I mean, the idea of the legs out of the trash can is a good idea, but it's like it's slapped on a cover where the title is just like, blah, here I am.
I would rather see, like, I know this sounds bad, but I would honestly rather see, like, almost like Oscar, like a sad looking woman peeking out of the trash can instead.
Right.
That's what I would like.
It'd be funnier. Right. It would.
To the second one.
Okay, the second one. Here I go.
Why it's improved is the trash can image is better, yes. But it does look like the title, while not great, is at least kind of going from smaller to larger, and it kind of focuses.
Can they hide your name anymore?
I know, right? It's a weird shape too. Like, it's like a 4x6. It's just like a UK format. Yeah,
it's better, but it's not good.
Oh, but I hated it. This was a penguin. This was Random House, this little one. So, okay. So here's the thing. I hated those books, but they still sold. Those covers still sold. And they're older covers. Obviously, never were these ever popular covers. But what the popular sort of look was, is different, like when these books originally came out versus now. But here's one thing. So one of my clients is a woman named Skye Warren, who is a gazillion seller author, and she has no what she's all about. Like, it does not matter what you like. It matters what the readers of your book like, what they like, what attracts them. And she tests on Facebook all of her covers. She runs Facebook ads for both. She says it doesn't matter where it doesn't have to be up for pre-order. It doesn't matter where it links to. It just matters. So she'll just link it to her general author or Amazon page or whatever. It doesn't matter where it links to. She just wants to know which of these two covers gets the most clicks, because that's the environment that we live in. And she's like, a lot of times the one I love the best is not the winner, and I go with the one that gets the most clicks. And I thought that was fascinating and brilliant take on the matter. Right? It's a very business. I mean, this woman is printing money out of her computer every day. And it's a very focused and cutthroat in the best way approach to covers. So what I want to know from you guys is, could you do it? If you tested two different covers, one you loved, one you felt like this about, and the ugly one won, which cover would you want on your book?
The one I put on my wall.
So you would pick the one that you liked over the one that readers liked.
I've only made one cover. I haven't really done like a version. Maybe next year when I'm hopefully a little more successful, I'll have like in my private Discord, I'll be like, okay guys, you pick which one do you want, A or B? And they'll be kind of like, neither, we want a C. It's like, okay, I guess I'll go back to the drawing board.
Do that. Yeah. What about you, Robert? What would you do?
I would fight for the best of the bunch, I guess, but
her thing is, this cover earns me $1. This cover earns me $3. Which cover do I pick? Like her, it's completely, she takes the emotion out of the decision.
Yeah. I guess that would be the best way to go.
Right. If you think about it that way, but we don't, right? We think about like, look at my pretty covers on my wall. They look so beautiful. I love those covers. I love them.
And a lot of writers aren't designers, so you're just glad to have your book out there, and whatever you put on it, you're kind of going with, because it's like, well, that wouldn't be my choice, but I've got a book out there, and what am I going to do about it?
I think I was just super picky about my first book because it was like, for me, I guess it was just like character integrity. Like I didn't want to mislead readers into thinking that this was the story of a teen girl with a love triangle, right?
Yeah, right.
I agree. That first cover that you showed, Caro, looks like it would be marketed to the CW audience.
Right. That's so true.
They are basically a flash in a pan because they're all the same show with a different character. So they have that kind of feel, just like those covers that are repopulated over and over and over.
Right. Right. Exactly. Oh, I love this. So Mama Ward has her own research strategy here. She holds the covers up to the front of the Daughterhood and Multimedia Graphics degree. And if she makes the face, I go back to the drawing board. That's very nice. Very, very nice. All right, Michelle, what would you pick, love or money in the great cover debate? Love or money?
Oh man, I mean, I guess at this point I would go with money, but early on I would have gone with love. Yeah. I wanted to love my covers. I wanted to be really proud of them, even though I didn't design them at all.
Right. Yeah. I know. I feel the same way. Like, as much as I have covers that I love, I always go back to the lesson of stop getting dumped, which is the cover I hated the most. Right. So maybe I have, I worked with some really great designers over the years. I feel like I have an eye for what I think is good design, but what's good and what sells, and this is true of books, not just book covers. What is true is that what is good and what sells are not always the same thing.
And another way to look at it is that you are still, if you pick money, you are still going for love. It's just what your readers love more, because they obviously love that more because they're picking it.
Right. And that's exactly it. And isn't your whole goal to get them to read the book?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Since we are on the topic of cover design a little bit, I think it would be kind of prudent to mention up this one thing, because a lot of the audience that we have here are self-published, so they're going to go with an independent person and all that. So I have the person that did Roll D20 for me, they're a great illustrator. I absolutely love working with them. Anytime if they have an opening, they're like, I have an opening. I was like, I don't even have an idea, but I'm going to book you and give you something. Right. And when I talked to him about making this cover, I said, I gave him like the following parameters. I was like, these are the fonts that are usually used for romance novels. So I sent him all the fonts. And I said that it has to be visible in a thumbnail. Right. And then I said, this is the scene. I'm going to back off and let you do whatever you want. And he still came back and worked with me on it. He was like, I know you kind of initially said that you wanted this font, but it's not going to be visible and blah, blah, blah. And so what I'm trying to get at is that when you do work with an independent person and they have like really good credentials, and if they tell you it's a bad idea, instead of arguing, ask why it's a bad idea. And kind of get some intel on that versus being like, it's my way or the highway. So don't be me. Don't be me.
I think listening to the professionals that you hire is always good. It's a good idea. I do think, like, if there's something in you that feels like this is wrong, that you have to pay attention to that. But I also don't think you want to constantly second guess the people that you hire. This idea that your book has to look like a book cover in a thumbnail is almost more important than, maybe it is more important than what the full book cover looks like, because That's how the majority of books are sold, in a little tiny square. So if it doesn't look good,
Yeah.
then right, then or if it doesn't do its job, not even looking good, if it doesn't do its job, then it's not doing you any favors. All right, you guys, I want to know your vote. So we'll just break this down. Love or money? If the cover you loved was like getting 1 click for every 4 clicks the other cover got, what would you do? The one you hated, right? The one you hated is getting 4 times as many clicks as the one you love.
Yeah, all about numbers once you start getting your book out there, and unfortunately you have to take that into consideration. But I see people spending like $500 or more on a single book cover with a single artist, and after watching these videos, I would take that money and the designers that these people are using, and I've seen several videos like that one cover we last saw, and they're paying anywhere from $10 to $50 for a cover. I would rather stretch it out to a few different designers, and you can look at these videos and see which ones are appealing and have some sense of design. And then once you get a few covers, show them to some trusted friends and get some feedback, just like you're
Or
doing with your
test them.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, test
You're
them on
getting-
Facebook. For $20, you can get some invaluable insights. It is
You're
not
getting beta
expensive to
readers for
test
your
on
story.
Facebook.
Why not get some beta feedback on your cover designs? And
Yeah.
you're helping independent artists, but some of these people have a better sense of design than the people out there that's kind of scamming everybody with those same kind of covers.
Yeah, true. All right, let's do some comments, and then we're going to do one more sprint. CO says I would do a hardcover limited edition of the cover I liked and publish the paperback with a cover that readers like. Readers might buy both, but you know how they love limited editions. They do. And if they're your, super fans who are going to buy a hardcover, they probably do like what you like. JL says as long as they're real professionals. Laura says money, but then a limited run of the version I love. Heather says when I go back to my newspaper design experience in my head for creative things in Canada, I realize everything is about proportions. Same thing with creating anything visual. That is the truth. That is the truth. The truth. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and do one more sprint. Hold on here. I've lost my timer. All right, here we go. All right. So we are going to do, it's 12:35. So we got time for one more. I think this cover conversation has been so fascinating. So if you have anything else to say or ask, let's save it for after this next sprint. And we'll try and wrap up with that. All right, everybody, here we go. Let's get sprinting in 3, 2, 1. That's right. Okay. I once again, I can't even like get my the screen off. I was so in the zone on that last sprint. Like it felt like 2 minutes.
Awesome.
I know. Hold on. I just want to do a quick count. How did you guys? Oh, what did I just do? I'm playing the thing again in my head. Where is it? Okay. All right. 877 in 20 minutes. Holy shit. 877. Okay. I know those are not Caro's numbers, but that's a lot for me. That was a really good sprint. I didn't count the previous one. I didn't count my word count for that. Because we got to talking. Holy smokes, that was a good one. All right, nice. How'd you guys do? I never do that many.
Not. I like how instead of like giving yourself a celebration, you're like, oh, I'm not as good as this person. So let's have a moment.
I didn't say I wasn't as good. I just said I don't post your numbers.
You don't have to compare to me. Stop it.
I know it's always good. Like just like the horses, or the dog. I guess they don't. What do they do? Like a carrot around the track, right? No, like in a dog race, they have like the little bunny. You guys are my bunny. You're my bunnies.
Can I be the carrot instead?
Okay, fine. Okay. All right. How did everybody do on that last one?
Oh, I got a whole 209 words.
Ooh, yay! Very nice. I love it. All right. How about you, Michelle?
I finished editing my words from this morning. Yay.
Very nice. Carol Brown, let's hear it.
I actually was working on my street team stuff because I have it all set up in Discord, and I was like, I should send my team the links because that would be the next step. So
that would be good. That would be good. Yeah. All right, fantastic. Okay, so let's take some votes, and you guys in the chat, let us know how you did. But we're gonna go through and see what everybody said about love or money. Would you take the cover that was converting at a higher rate, or would you take the cover that you loved and you would like to have on your wall? All right. When I first published, I would say love. Now I say money. Cha-ching. We need a cha-ching sound. I'm going to have to do that. Mama Ward says, deciding glossy or matte is a struggle bus for me business because images are crisper in the glossy, but the matte doesn't show smudges or fingerprints on the softer image. And matte's kind of more trendy right now, I think.
If we're talking about cards, you want the shiny ones because they're more durable and leave flexibility on the cards, where the matte will like leave fingerprints and the oil from your fingers will make them shiny at some point anyway.
Good to know. We were talking about covers, not cards, but
same difference.
Same. Bennu would go with Laura's idea. Matthew says money. Claude also seconds Laura's idea. Very nice. And CO, right? We have to remember this. CO also said this. In fact, there we go. She's headed to the pool with the family. Nice. Very, very nice. Very good. All right, you guys. Claude is currently watching Laura's video, workshopping descriptions. Very interesting. Cool, Laura. You know what? That's great, though. That's great. Look, everybody loves that workshop. Very nice. Very nice. 344 for Mama Ward. Very nice. Oh, you're so sweet. I'll take it. All right. 295 for Jen Writes Romance. Yay. I think you're just, is this the first time you're peeping up, Jen? I don't think you made any other comments today, so I'm very glad you made it. And congrats on your 295. That's awesome. Vixen, I just got home from running errands, so no words or work. That's cool. We are very glad that you are here. And everybody says hello. All right, you guys, look at us, 12:59, and I'm ready to rock us out. You guys, I think this was such an interesting conversation today. I am so glad that we talked about covers. Next week, we're talking about book marketing, and specifically book marketing for a middle grade superhero book, but we can talk about book marketing in general too, because you guys know I just love to talk about book marketing. So, all right, before we go, let's all do some quickie outros, and we will see you guys all here next week. Oh, look, Mama Word says speed outros. All right, let's do it. One sentence, who you are, what your book is about, whatever. Let's see. Do your outro in one sentence. That's our game today. Robert.
Oh, joy. Uh, my channel is coming back, and it's about storytelling and finding your perfect voice and craft expertise. Hopefully you'll watch it.
That's 2 sentences, but I'll allow it. Okay, Michelle, how about you? You're next. One sentence description of you.
I'm the author of some middle grade and young adult, and now working on a mystery novel, and I have a YouTube channel.
We are working our conjunctions today, I'll say that. Caro, how about you?
My name is Kara Brown, and I write books. Thanks.
Also 2, but again, I will allow
Very
it.
good.
No comma. Comma at the end.
Comma. Okay, all right. Very nice. I'm Lisa Daly, and my channel is about publishing and writing advice, and I am currently working on a hockey romance contemporary novel, and I am very glad you are all here today. Period.
That's what we should have done, a run-on sentence. Okay.
Right, I know. I just use those conjunctions to my advantage there. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for being here, everybody. You know we will be here next week, Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you to my lovely and talented co-hosts, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Bye. We're still